right, and live from the Kenyatta University Communication Center. You are just in time for the Friday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News on the 13th day of the month of February 2026. That doubles up as the National International Women's Day, particularly in India, and also across the world as the World Radio Day, a day to be commemorated in noting this particular medium that has been of impact across the nation, across the globe. Of course, right here at KUTV, we've been up and about to compile for you reports on matters touching on various matters that are relevant to you from within the country and also beyond our borders. How about we take into the highlights of tonight's top stories. Kenya joins the global community in celebrating World Radio Day, highlights the role of artificial intelligence in broadcasting. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki commends Taifa Care program and calls for mass registration under the Social Health Authority scheme.
Gradually, Taifa Care is becoming universal, because one of the aspects of universality is in numbers. From 7 million in NHIF to now 29.
Trade Development Bill 2025 seeks to streamline business operations through a unified national licensing system.
National Trade Development Policy of 2017. But that policy cannot be enforced because it does not have a legal framework. Hence,
adoption of modern farming technologies revitalizes agriculture production in Kenya's coastal region.
Value chain, from land preparation to harvesting, in even processing of fish and other agricultural products.
We are streaming live on YouTube on KUTV News Kenya, and you can be able to link with us through our social media handles at KUTV_Kenya on the X platform, KUTV Kenya on Facebook. My name is Emanuel Kutosi, and with me in the sign language interpretation is Francis Okinyi. Now, Kenya joined the rest of the world to mark the World Radio Day with stakeholders calling for responsible adoption of artificial intelligence in broadcasting. Speaking at the national celebrations in Nairobi, Information and Broadcasting Secretary Temesi Mukani said AI should boost productivity and improve access to information for undeserved communities while upholding truth and ethics. Media Council of Kenya Chairman Maina Muiruri noted radio remains the most trusted medium, reaching over 90% of Kenyans. He stressed the need to protect radio's independence while ensuring professionalism. Kenyan Editors Guild President Zubeida Kananu described radio as the heartbeat of the public discourse, especially where digital infrastructure is limited. She urged clear disclosure standards for AI-generated content to safeguard accuracy and ensure public trust. Now, during a convention of the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council meeting, Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, who chairs the council, commended the progress of Taifa Care, describing it as steadily moving towards universal health coverage. Ed Nerea now breaks it down.
We cannot reverse this with all these Kenyans on board.
Speaking during the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council meeting, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki said that 29.4 million Kenyans have so far registered under the new health program, which is a significant rise from the 7 million members from previously covered NHIF.
IBEC encourages the Ministry of Health.
The Deputy President stated that the Social Health Authority reforms are now beyond reversibility, adding that the focus should be on perfecting the system as more Kenyans continue to come on board.
Gradually, Taifa Care is becoming universal because one of the aspects of universality is in numbers. From 7 million in NHIF to now 29.4 million Kenyans. We are moving towards universality. If we can keep on increasing that space into 40 million, then truly we can say we have a universal healthcare program.
Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale reaffirmed the government's commitment to delivering universal health coverage under the Bima Bora Afya Nyumbani initiative. However, Duale raised concerns over liquidity challenges facing county health facilities.
Between October of 2024 and 11th February 2026, we have registered 29.4 million Kenyans. Financially, the fund is robust. We have collected a total of 142 billion across all the funds. Critically for the counties represented here, we have disbursed 102.3 billion to healthcare providers in order to ensure service continuity.
Council of Governors Chairperson and Garissa Governor Ahmed Abdullahi called for improved coordination between the national and county governments in addressing the ongoing drought situation. He urged closer collaboration with the National Assembly to better synchronize interventions and also weighed in on the division of revenue, calling for equitable allocation of resources to counties.
With respect to food ration, with respect to feeds, and for the feeds, as counties, we request that for a start, the holding of hay or livestock feed within the county. CRA has proposed a figure of 458, and as a council, we'd also submitted to CRA a figure of 534 with the build-up of through justifications.
Meanwhile, Land Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome highlighted progress in land titling and affordable housing projects. She praised the growing collaboration between national and county governments, noticing that the partnership has enhanced service delivery in land administration and housing development.
Titling is a critical enabler of the affordable housing program, and it ensures legal certainty, investor confidence, and of course, we know that maybe 50% of the houses in the counties will go to your voters and your residents. So let's work together. And there is need for me to recognize that the collaboration has been better now and stronger, and we are seeing better results.
The leaders reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening intergovernmental cooperation to enhance service delivery and improve the livelihoods of Kenyans. Glory Kadhure, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, thank you, Glory Kadhure, for that report. Now, President William Ruto today arrived in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to attend the 39th ordinary session of the African Union Assembly. In his capacity as AU champion for institutional reform, Ruto will present a progress report on strengthening the union's effectiveness and financial sustainability. The president also chaired the Committee of African Heads of State and Government on Climate Change, reinforcing Africa's common position on climate action, adaptation, and climate finance. He will further chair the inaugural African Continental Free Trade Area Committee meeting. On the margins of the summit, Ruto will hold bilateral engagements to mobilize support for Kenya's national transformation agenda, including infrastructure, development, agro-industrial growth, and energy security. The two-day summit brings together heads of state from across the continent to deliberate on key political, economic, and social issues affecting Africa. And from the international regional scene to matters within the locality, leaders of the Democracy for Citizens Party DCP within Kiambu have promised to take legal action against those who attacked worshippers at Witima ACK Church in Nyeri County. The leaders have accused Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja of being careless and failing to protect citizens, led by former Limuru Member of Parliament Peter Mwathi and Patrick Wainaina, the 2022 gubernatorial aspirant in Kiambu County. They ordered that all the orders that Kanja has came from State House, and he's moving that way instead of following the law. Speaking at the home of an attack victim, a theory in Kimbo, Juja, the leaders said they will push for private prosecution after their ultimatum to the IG expires. Theory, the party's youth organizing secretary, was badly beaten by goons and suspected police officers. He suffered a fractured leg and ribs during the attack.
Hadi wa sasa Inspector Generali hajafanya kitu, lakini tunamwambia siku zimeisha zenye tulikuwa tumekupea. Sasa kama huwezi kutupatia ulinzi, afadhali ujiusulu. Haiwezi kuwa business as usual. Ati biashara tu ya kawaida, Inspector Generali anakaa tu namna hii, watu wanaumizwa, alafu yeye anaanza kucheka tu na kulala kama hakuna kitu kinafanyika.
Bona hii damu nataka kumwaga kila siku ya Gen Z. Hawa ni watoto na ndio tunasema ndio viongozi wa kesho. In fact ni viongozi wa leo. Unawauliza nini? Huyu kiongozi wetu wa DCP, Rigiji, wanga unamuuliza nini? Hii uoga ni ya nini? Hata mkimchapa mchape aje, one term ndio inashika.
And back to the starring port that is the political arena. Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njuki has dismissed demands by the Orange Democratic Movement ODM for the deputy president position in upcoming coalition talks, describing the seat as non-negotiable. Speaking in Chuka during the burial ceremony, Njuki defended Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, saying that he served President William Ruto diligently and there is no reason to target him. The governor also warned that a fragmented ODM cannot leverage its position against Mount Kenya's region's political weight, but suggested that if demands persist, UDA could consider donating Kindiki to ODM while retaining him as deputy president.
The seat of the deputy president is not negotiable. It has to remain with Professor Kithure Kindiki. However, should the ODM really insist they have to stay in broad-based government and want that seat, we are willing to make one very, very simple compromise. Because the president is UDA, we can lend them Kithure Kindiki to be in ODM and he can still remain as the deputy president of Kenya. Lakini kusema kwamba watupatie deputy president mwingine na Kindiki aondoke, hiyo ni ndoto. Hiyo ni kazi ya kutoa na kutoa, because it's a minus plus.
And away from the political donations to matters education, where the Ministry of Education has announced official registration timelines for the 2026 National Assessment and Examinations covering KPSEA, KGSEA and KCSE administered by the Kenya National Examination Council (NEC). Speaking in Nairobi during the launch of the registration season, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba acknowledges support of President William Ruto in advancing education reforms. KPSEA registration will run from the 16th of February to the 16th of March. KGSEA will run from the 2nd of March to the 31st of March, and KCSE from the 16th of February to the 31st of March 2026. Ogamba further warned school heads against persistent registration errors, including wrong personal details and failure to register eligible learners, saying such mistakes disadvantage students and expose the government to the legal risks. He added that disciplinary action by the Teachers Service Commission may be taken. The CS also reported that nearly 99% transition to grade 10 under the competency-based education system has been achieved. And now to another call of concern where the Mau Mau Original Trust has called on the government to take action against an imposter group posing as the legitimate Veterans Association. Speaking in Narok, Deputy Chairman Daniel Mwangi said security agencies must remain vigilant and thoroughly investigate the fake group's activities, whose officials have reportedly visited the State House purporting to represent the genuine Mau Mau veterans. Mwangi, as Deputy Chairman of the Legitimate Trust, strongly distanced himself from their actions, warning that their continued operations will undermine the real veterans' cause. He accused the imposters of pursuing personal enrichment at the expense of genuine freedom fighters. Mwangi confirmed that the Legitimate Trust is currently engaging in its members who fought for Kenya's independence to chart the way forward on their compensation claims. Now, assuring members that no one will be left out, he emphasized that the ongoing verification exercise is free of charge and conducted without discrimination.
Leo nimesikia maneno imenichangaza ati kuna kikundi kinajiita Mau Mau Original Trust ambao kimeungana kimeenda katika maandamano kule State House. Mimi nikiwa National Vice Chairman wa Mau Mau Original Trust nataka kukanusha maneno hayo, kusema si ya ukweli. Hicho ni kikundi kingine ambaye si registered kwetu na sisi hatukijui kamwe. Sisi tunauganisha Wakenya wote mahali popote walipo bila gharama yoyote, kwa sababu kila mtu aliweza kupigania uhuru wa nchi hii, na malipo ya fidia kila mtu atahesabiwa katika ile malipo.
All right, and with that call of clarification, we take our first break right here on the Friday edition of the Kutv Primetime News as we look towards the enforcement agencies looking into this matter, which is quite one that is tasky, noting that freedom fighters did move at least towards securing our independence, and well, we should make sure everything is right within that order. We take our break. We'll be back in a moment with more just for you. Panda. Miti. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
His legs look perfect for a good itch.
I don't know. I think I have a fever and I don't have any energy.
Yeah, like there's a war going on inside me.
It has to be the pond. Ponds, rivers, and we will keep snails inside them to show how people get sick.
Yeah, and we'll add pictures of safe water too.
Unsafe, don't jump inside. Stay safe and let adults guide. Snails bring danger, don't you see? Safe water keeps you
Bill healthy, Bill has ya free.
Welcome back to the Friday edition of the Kutv Prime Time News. Of course, we tell a friend to tell a friend. Kutv is streaming live on Kutv News Kenya. Now, the National Trade Development Bill of 2025 could soon become law, promising major relief for traders across the country. After nationwide public participation, the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry says the bill will harmonize licenses and fees, ease movement of goods and reduce the cost of doing business. Our business desk now looks at what this law could mean for Kenya's traders and small businesses.
Wafanyabiashara wengi nchini wamekuwa wakikumbana na traders moving goods across counties in Kenya have long complained of multiple licenses, road levies, and unofficial charges. From Kisii to Mombasa, many say these fees raise business costs and limit growth. Now, the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry is seeking to change this through the Trade Development Bill of 2025.
We have a National Trade Development Policy of 2017. But that policy cannot be enforced because it does not have a legal framework. Hence, the reasons for coming up with this bill.
Public hearings across the country have just concluded, paving way for the bill to be refined and presented to the Parliament of Kenya. According to the officials, the proposed law aims to create a uniform trading system across the counties. One of the key proposals is to end multiple business licenses and harmonize county fees. The bill also seeks to stop counties from charging levies on goods simply passing through their borders.
We will redraft the bill as is to capture the spirit of what has come out of the public participation, maybe in the next 2 weeks, and then we will submit it to to the cabinet, who then shall submit it to Parliament for enactment.
Beyond licenses, the bill also introduces digital trade systems, promotes e-commerce, and supports access to finance. It establishes a National Trade Development Academy to train traders and officials. Supporters argue this will modernize Kenya's trade environment and attract more investment. However, critics warn that the implementation and cooperation from counties will be key to its success.
Now, small-scale traders along Thika Superhighway in Githurai have opposed eviction plans by the Kenya National Highways Authority (KENHA) to expand the road to 5 lanes. Traders led by New Jubilee Market Chairman Stephen Kimani accused KENHA of ignoring legal consultation requirements citing past unimplemented evictions. Local security officials intervened to calm tensions, and both parties agreed to hold further consultative meetings to reach an amicable solution. The traders warned the move could affect hundreds of families reliant on roadside businesses, emphasizing the need for stakeholder engagement under the Constitution.
Wezi niambia watu waende wakakufia kwa nyumba sababu ya njaa, na wao wako kazi. Kwa hivyo leo ni mkutano kutoka hapa, tuende tukae chini na wao. Kama hatutasikizana, sisi watatukanyaga tukiwa tumelala huko kwa barabara.
Watu waelewa ile kitu mimi sitaki ni askari aigizwe katikati. Iko haja. Keniha, hebu sikiza. Keniha na nyinyi mwelewa, askari mnawauliza nini?
Well, questions raised right there. Now on to Nyanza region, where residents and traders of Aruba Market in Onyinjo area have appealed to the Migori County Municipality and management to redesign a water trench and install culverts to address persistent stagnation. Led by Paul Odhiambo, the business community says poor planning during construction has trapped water for 7 months instead of allowing it to flow to River Migori. The stagnant water has destroyed welding equipment and motorcycle spare parts, with customers now avoiding the area. Traders lament that despite paying taxes, the municipality has failed to provide basic services, including garbage collection. Peter Witty, a motorcycle mechanic, warns that filthy conditions risk malaria and waterborne diseases, calling on the county to provide clean business environments and also an abolition block.
Kuna vile tunaweza fanya kazi vizuri ili customer atoke ile ngambo ukuja huku ili tumtengeneze hata mapikipiki. Watu wanaogopa kuhusu hii maji inateremka kwenda chini. Kuna vitu ambazo vitu kama spare part tuko nazo. Unaweza pata kama maji inakuja inateremka na vitu zetu. Sasa tuko na mlio sana kabisa kuhusu maneno hii nini? Hii maji inateremka na vitu zetu.
Hii mtaro imetusumbua miaka mingi sana. Tumeongea mambo ya hii mtaro, au viongozi wetu wanajifanya wasikii na wanasikia na matenda kona.
Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport Davis Chirchir has assured port users that the government is implementing measures to streamline operations and improve efficiency at the port of Mombasa following recent congestion. Speaking after a consultative meeting with agencies and stakeholders, Chirchir highlighted the strengthened coordination, ongoing infrastructure expansion, and the new Government-Owned Enterprises Act as key solutions. The port handled a record 44.45 metric tons in 2025, underscoring growth in regional trade, while efforts at Dogo Kundu and the port of Lamu aim to ease pressure and sustain efficiency.
Kenya Ports Authority is one of our major organizations in the country, with a revenue outlay of about 70 billion, expected to be posting profits in excess of 35 billion in this current financial year. And therefore, when there are impediments in the current kind of congestion we've seen currently, they pull the country down in revenue shortfalls, and therefore will not be able to achieve our revenue targets and be able to run the kind of programs that we need to undertake for the people of this country. So want to just assure Kenyans that the challenge we see today in congestion in the port will be addressed. We are accelerating the development of Dongokundu Path 1, which is ongoing, ensuring that we do provide electricity, finish the roads, finish the water supply to Dongokundu.
All right, and private sector investment has boosted the government's food security drive following the launch of a new agricultural machinery showroom in Mombasa by Sifao, Kenya. Leaders say the facility will enhance mechanization, cut food imports, and position the coast region as a hub for modern farming solutions. Edna Nerea with more on this beat.
government's bid to strengthen food security has gained fresh momentum after CFAO Kenya unveiled a new agricultural machinery showroom in Mombasa, a move expected to accelerate mechanization, reduce food imports, and anchor the coast as a regional farming hub. Ibrahim Mutwafi, Mombasa County Executive Committee member for Blue Economy, Cooperatives, Agriculture and Livestock, said embracing climate technology is essential to safeguard growth, noting that green investments are generating employment, strengthening community economies, and shaping a sustainable future for counties.
Through our Department of Blue Economy, Cooperatives, Agriculture and Livestock, we are prioritizing fisheries, aquaculture, livestock development and value addition. Mechanization supports the entire value chain, from land preparation to harvesting, and even processing of fish and other agricultural products. Modern equipment strengthens both our land-based and marine food systems. Ladies and gentlemen, Mombasa remains a net importer of food, and that must change. While we may not have vast tracts of land, we have innovation, active cooperatives, and farmers ready to maximize productivity.
Dennis Awori, CFAO Group Chairman and Country Delegate Ambassador to Kenya, said the Mombasa facility demonstrates the company's long-term commitment to supporting farmers with world-class technology and services, describing mechanization as key to food security, employment creation and national prosperity.
Mechanization as a driver of food security is no longer optional. It is the foundation of food security, farmer productivity, and economic resilience. And it's very, very pleasing to note that the government is truly committed to a program to improve and extend the mechanization in our agriculture.
The Vice President of CNH Middle East and Africa, Vincent De La Sange, highlighted Kenya as a key agricultural market, pledging continued support for farmers with advanced machinery and expertise to strengthen food security and boost productivity.
With nearly 80 years of heritage connected to Middle East and Africa, representing more than half of our global history, Kenya holds a very special place in our journey. This country represents opportunity, resilience, growth, and is home to some of the most dedicated farmers in the world. That is why our commitment here is long-term.
The Mombasa CFAO showroom positions the coast as an agricultural hub, enhancing mechanization, reducing food imports, creating jobs and empowering farmers with modern technology and training. Edna Nerea, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, we are swiftly in the sporting arena where in the Kenya Premier League, match is set for tomorrow. Bandari FC, who will sit ninth, with 27 points, will face AFC Leopards, who are second position with 36 points, 4 points clear of the league leaders Gor Mahia. Mathare United, on the other hand, will be looking to boost their chances to move up the table with currently in the 12 positions when they face Tusker FC, who are in the 8th position with 28 points. Shabana FC will be aiming to also move up to 3rd as they take on Post Rangers, who are 11th in the table with 24 points. Now, rising starlets have wrapped up their preparations ahead of the crucial second leg FIFA Under-20 World Cup qualifier against Tanzania set for tomorrow at the Chamazi Complex in Dar es Salaam. The team held their final training session this morning, focusing on tactics, fitness and set-piece routines. The head coach expressed confidence in the squad's readiness, urging players to remain disciplined and focused with a narrow advantage from the first leg. The Starlets are determined to secure a positive result and advance to the next round. Players say morale is high as they aim to make Kenya proud. "42 minutes past the top of the hour, and it's about that moment to wrap it up for the KUTV Friday night edition. I do hope you've had an informative session with us right here on KUTV. And just before we go, we are almost walking into the red letter day, and I had requested some people on my socials to be able to give us maybe their messages as we walk towards Valentine's tomorrow. And I will have to hold. Okay, I'll be reading these messages. My name is Otieno, and I need the whole of Kenya to help me. Faith, I love you, but you keep showing me those TikTok videos of girls getting cars and houses for Valentine's. Baby, I'm a hustler. I sell mutumba at Gikomba. The best I can do is a slightly used jacket and a trip to KFC for a dirty burger and a Sprite. Will you be my Valentine? Otieno, that one has moved, and I hope it will be able to come through for you. Another one is coming from, to my dad, Mr. Kamau. Mom said she wanted a surprise for Valentine, so as your favorite son, I have arranged one. I told your work you are sick tomorrow, and I booked you a day bed at a massage place in town. Please go. Mom needs a break from cooking for you. You are welcome. That's a good one. Let's move on to one final one. My message goes off to Jeff. Jeff, I saw your WhatsApp status that said you are bored and lonely and need cuddles. So I came over. I found you with Shiko. Jeff, who is Shiko? And why is she wearing my hoodie? Explain this to me. Okay, Jeff, we'll be checking up on you on Monday to ensure you are in good status. From me, Emanuel Kutosi, and the whole team involved in the production of tonight's broadcast, on my colleague Francis Okinyi, it's good night, and see you as we walk towards the red letter day.